Hey everyone, so the votes are in on my last free video drum lesson here on YouTube, which was a live by Pearl Jam, which you guys also voted for. The votes came in and Pretty Noose by Soundgarden was the winner, drummed by the amazing Matt Cameron. And if you want to choose the next song to feature in my free video drum lesson for here on YouTube, then type in the comments below on this video, this is the latest video, your song suggestions. And if you see a song suggestion that you already like, then give it a thumbs up and the winner will be chosen for the next free video here on YouTube. Don't forget you can download the free PDF for this lesson. I've got 2 pages for you where I've chosen my favourite beats and fills from the song, and you can download that from my website. And as always, if you could push the bell notification button on this video or on my channel so that you don't miss any of the future videos, and always give videos a like and a comment, then that really helps me to promote the website and the business and to help you guys get to see these videos in the future. So let's crack on with the first part, the first intro groove, which occurs at 27 seconds. So Matt really treats us to a tour de force of drumming in this song. Loads and loads of cool ideas going on. No 2 bars are different. The intro tom groove, which I'm about to show you, changes every time he plays it. There's different ways he accents the offbeat stabs. It's just pure genius from start to finish. And so choosing individual sections to teach you was really tricky, but I thought I might as well go for the first section. After the sort of loose, washy cymbals at the beginning, we come in with the first 4 bars. And after that last crash cymbal, which is played on its own without the bass drum, which falls on beat 4 if you're counting along, we get a little bar of 2/4, which 2 beats in it, 1 and 2, and then Matt comes in with the hi-hat foot on beat 2. We get this boom blap, and then we're into our first groove. By the way, throughout this lesson, I've left out the hi-hat being stepped on hi-hats, the 8th notes. That just made this even trickier and also made the notation even busier. So it's more for you advanced drummers out there to have a go at. If you want to put in that hi-hat foot being stepped on 8th notes, 1 and 2, and then you're going to give yourself a real challenge, but then that's what we hear on the recording. But like I said, it's more for the advanced drummers out there. It's the same with all the ghost notes as well. If you want to leave out some of these ghost notes or even add in your own ghost notes, then that's cool. And don't worry too much about the accents on the toms. I've tried to replicate the sort of feel that Matt gives to these parts, but you're going to find you're going to play it differently yourself as well. So don't get too hung up on the tom parts. But we come in with 4 bars of groove after that bar of 2/4, with the hi-hat being stepped if you like, if you want to make it extra tricky for yourself. Look out for the 4th bar where we've got our first set of offbeat stabs, which is really cool. Sort of every 4 bars for the intro, for the tom grooves, he does these offbeat stabs. So we get this crash cymbal falling on the of beat 3 for that 4th bar. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to play it at 3 different speeds. Nice and slow, then a medium tempo, then up to speed without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums, so we can hear what that sounds like. Here we go. The next 4 bars, which I've called Intro Groove 2, occurs 42 seconds. It's literally the next 4 bars after the first 4 bars, so it could have been just one section, but I split up into 2 parts. And this really shows you just how Matt changes every single time he plays it. Also, when he plays it live, he's improvising all over the place. It's never played exactly the same. So like I said earlier on in the video, don't get too hung up about exactly what's written on the chart. Feel free to play around with some of these ideas. There's not much difference from the first 4 bars. We've got the same sort of idea going on, just slightly different orchestration ideas. Again, 4th bar is where the action is, and we've got our first offbeat hi-hat falling on the of beat 2. Now, if you're stepping the hi-hat on 8th notes, then you don't really have to worry about that, because if you just go up to the hi-hat, which is played with your left hand, by the way, then it's going to be played open anyway because it's an offbeat. It falls on the of 2, which is the upbeat of between ands of 2 and 3. So if your hi-hat's being stepped automatically and it's sort of an autopilot, then you're going to get that lovely stab at hi-hat bark effect automatically. But if you're not, then you need to be able to look out for where to put that hi-hat part in. And then we got that lovely little snare drum, that lovely little crash cymbal, offbeat crash on the of beat 3 again. So again, here's the 3 different speeds for you. Here we go. So this next section I've called pre-chorus groove and fill 1, which occurs just before, as it suggests, the first chorus, which occurs around 1 minute 7 seconds into the song. And we've got the first bar, which is just more tom-tom groove going on, with some cool little 30-second notes, offbeat stuff being thrown in there. The second bar is really where our drum fill is, and we get our first set of drum fill 30-second notes starting on beat 3 there. And then from the and of beat 3, we get this signature 5-note lick, which I think I talked about in my last Soundgarden free video here on YouTube. It's this one again. So we got that one featuring once more as 30-second notes in a completely different song. So here's what those 2 bars sound like being played slowly, medium tempo, then up to speed. So onto the second page of the free notation, and we've got what Matt plays during the choruses. It starts off relatively simple without ghost notes. Matt is just playing a sort of a repeating bass drum pattern, and then in the second bar of the notation you can see where he starts to come in with these cool little 30-second note ghost notes, and then those ghost notes are continued for the rest of the choruses. So here's what that sounds like played at the 3 different tempos. So next up I've got pre-chorus groove and fill 2, which occurs before the second chorus, around 2 minutes 9 seconds into the song. The first bar, sort of standard groove. We've got 2 sets of crashes on beats 1, 2 and on beat 3 as well. And we've also got some little 30-second note bass drums being played. Matt uses a single pedal, so you've got to be able to play these with the single pedal, but feel free to play them with a double pedal if you've got it. And then in the second bar, we've got some crazy offbeat stuff going on with some 30-second notes being thrown in on the snare drum. The bass drum makes it kind of tricky to read, so feel free to use your own bass drum patterns. I was lucky enough to find a video on YouTube of just the isolated drums for this track, so I was able to hear exactly what Matt's playing. But like I said earlier on, when you're playing this, feel free to improvise and make it simpler for yourself if necessary. We've also got a surprise little crash cymbal which occurs at the end of the bar, just after the E of beat 4. It's 30-second notes. That kind of stuff is kind of optional. It's kind of hard to hear on the mix, but it's there on the recording, so I thought I'd include it. Here we go. Here's what it sounds like played at the 3 different tempos. And then finally we've got a really cool drum fill which occurs during the guitar solo, occurs around 2 minutes 50 seconds into the song. It starts off with standard groove for the first beat, and then we go into 30-second notes playing this pattern which moves kind of roughly every 30-second notes. We've got this kind of idea. If the pulse is da, da, and the alternating sticking there helps you to play through it. Using the high tom or the medium tom, by the way, it doesn't matter what toms you use for these kind of fills, any tom you like. I'm going to use that one in front of me. It could have been his high tom that Matt was using. But then sort of throws in some sort of offbeat toms as we're about to hear. So finally, here's what that sounds like played at 3 different tempos. So there you go, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. You can find a link beneath this video, and also to make your next song suggestions for my next free video drum lesson here on YouTube, please type your comments down into this video's comments section. And if you see a song that's there that you already like, give it a thumbs up so we can have a nice compiled list of all your suggestions. And then as always, if you could do me the great favour of pressing the bell notification button so you don't miss any of my future lessons, and also press the like and comment on videos. It just helps to grow the website and get people to see these videos, help promote my business. Speaking of which, you might want to check out my website, drumstheword.com, which is really what I do these free lessons for, where you can, at the moment, currently, for $97 a year, get a subscription to the website, which gives you online access to over 300 full song lessons. This one was just taking my favourite beats and fills, but the 300 video song lessons, the full song lessons, teach you a song from start to finish, every single bar. You get the full PDF drum chart that comes with each lesson. Like I said, I've got over 300 songs now. Plus, as a thank you for signing up, I give you hundreds of little videos as well, teaching you many, many more fills, solos and beats from famous songs, just like this lesson. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. So loads and loads of great stuff there on the website. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Come over to Facebook and say hi. And that's the end of the promo. Toodle pip and happy drumming to you.